You guys, have you seen the story about Jessi Jean on Instagram? If you're not on Instagram or you haven't seen it, essentially, she is a woman that came or created an account 8 months ago and recently launched a $297 challenge, just $297, and made a whopping $1.2 million. I mean, obviously, this is the whole thing, like, blows the entire online world and entrepreneurship out of the water. Number one, kudos to her. She is an incredible person and human. I don't know her, but I have seen her stuff and she's incredible. She deserves it. She worked hard. She did the thing. She 1000% deserves this result. And I think it's really fascinating what people are talking about and what I think we're going to see over the next like 6 months to a year is going to be wild. So I really, in this episode, I want to talk about demand. How do you create demand? How she created the demand and how you can do it too, because that's ultimately what really takes your business and exponentially growth and exponential results. So let's back up a little second for a second here. So Jessi created this account 8 months ago, talking about her career confusion, her family finances, just being herself. She's showing up and sharing and yapping. Okay. This wasn't her first rodeo, though. I do feel like having some grounded understanding that this was not her first time on the internet and on a social media account. She's had another account with 100,000 followers. She's made money online. She has a back in production, like TV people. Yeah, TV people. This wasn't her first rodeo. However, what she did with this new account is what made this amazing launch actually possible. She did three things. Number one, she showed up unapologetically herself, like shared stuff, was vulnerable. She's not saying like dumping her trauma on anyone, but she's sharing vulnerably what she's thinking, what she's going through, how she's feeling. And we connect to that. She connected to her audience as number two, right? By sharing, being that unapologetic self and sharing what was going on in her life and what she was thinking, she connected to her audience in a really deep and meaningful way. And then she had one video that popped off like crazy. And it was teaching people how to yap. And she realized, of course, which I would have realized the same thing. I would have been like, well, like that's what people want from me, right? And so she created a 6-week challenge on how to yap. And I don't think even that this was about nurturing people and talking about, I don't think it was that even, because it all builds on itself. So she's talking, sharing, connecting with people, just talking about whatever was kind of feeling in her. She connects with her audience, and that starts to build the momentum towards doing or selling her offer. So what I think people are going to do, I had to like bring this back. Like, what am I talking about? What I think people are going to do over the next 6 months is they're going to try to yap. Or, I mean, obviously there's like over 4,000 people in her challenge talking about yapping. So we're going to see a lot more yapping, a lot more people talking to the camera than we were even prior to. There was lots of people, myself included, that would yap to the camera all the time. Is there an art to it? Absolutely. However, I think we're going to see a lot more people doing it, thinking that that is the strategy to success. And this is the whole point of this video, is that we think that that is the tool that is going to pop off for you. It's going to be the thing that makes you successful. And while I'm sure there'll be lots of people that come away with being able to talk to the camera more easily, maybe even grow their following and sell some of their stuff because it connects with people. No one will have the same monumental success that she did doing exactly what she did, because it was her showing up and expressing herself the way that she felt called to. It was unapologetic for her. And that is my point. We can learn from this. We can understand and go, okay, what would actually be my unapologetic expression? And this is probably one of the hardest things, because truly no one can tell you. No one can say, no, you, this is you. Like, you need to be yapping, or you need to be doing B-roll, or you need to be doing webinars. Like, we think it's a strategy when it's not, right? Even the Amy Porterfields and Marie Forleos, the whole reason they were successful because they showed up unapologetically themselves, did a thing, were, shared with their audience, connected with their audience, and then they sold something they were excited about and that they knew their audience wanted. That's why they were successful. But then they sell the mechanism and people go, wait, why isn't it working for me? Because it wasn't your natural expression. That's what this whole channel is about. This is why I talk about human design, is because it has to be our unapologetic expression first and foremost. And I am even guilty of this, of being like, I don't want to be that vulnerable. I just want to sell my stuff. I get lazy. I don't connect. I don't send the messages. Not even get lazy. I get busy doing other things and being a mom and homeschooling and being in life. And I think the biggest lesson from this whole Jessi Jane thing is, how can we just take off the filters a little bit more? The filters of, it has to look a certain way. It has to say a certain thing. It has to have a certain hook. It has to be, but whatever. Like, can we take the filters off and just be ourselves? Can we do that? It's not easy. And this is honestly why I designed my Athena AI, is because she points out and will tell you, hey, that's not you. That's actually you trying to prove your worth. You're over explaining here. You're getting a little fuzzy here. Like, that's why I created the app, because I needed it. I needed AI to kick me in my ass on a daily basis and tell me where I was not being myself, where I was not being my authentic self. So to wrap up this video, because I do think the biggest lesson I want you to take away from this is being more of your unapologetic self, whatever that looks like. Maybe it's yapping on camera, maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's writing, or maybe it's something else completely. Like, be honest with yourself. How can you show up a little bit more unapologetic and share the that you're going through? Not even the good too, the good and the bad. Connect with your people. When we connect with our people, it doesn't, I feel like sometimes we can, I'm going off on all kinds of tangents on this video. I hope you're enjoying this. This is me unapologetic. I think when we're trying to connect with people, we think that there's something to contrive. Like, to connect, we have to ask the right questions. We have to understand them in a different way. But really, when you connect with someone, it is simply you sharing your thoughts. We think that we're the only ones thinking those thoughts, but we're not. Our audience is probably thinking the same things, right? Like, I saw Jessi Jane and thought to myself, number one, that's amazing. How much of an inspiration that is. And also, how can I do that? I'm sure everyone else thought that too. How can I do that? And then I had to get really honest with myself of how could I do that? And how does it relate to my own work? Being unapologetic yourself, connect with your people, share the things that you're thinking, because they're thinking the same thing, and then selling something that that your people want, not what you think that they want. This is another thing that coaches do all the time, is they try to sell something that you think they need. Like, that they need to trust themselves more, so you're going to sell the trust portal. And they're like, actually, that's not what they want. They want something completely different. But we get so hung up on, but this is what I know you need. They don't know that. And create demand for your work, you have to be selling something that they already see as that's the thing I need to learn. That's what Jessi did. She saw and she sold something that people wanted, that people showed. And by that one video popping off, this is the thing that people want to learn from her. So she created an offer for that. And I'm sure she was excited. Absolutely. I'm sure she was like, this is going to be great. I totally know how to do this. I love this. I can teach you how to do this all day long. And that's what made it sold. That's what made her freaking successful. Along with, I'm sure, a really great money mindset and all the things. But this is the conversation I think people aren't having. And I want you to look at her success and go, I just want to be my unapologetic self. How can I take the filters off more and be myself on a daily basis, day in and day out? That's what we can take away from this story, from her success. And sure, maybe try a yapping video. I don't know. But trust that you will find your way of expressing yourself, your authentic self. That's it. Congratulations, Jessi. I'm so glad that you proved so many people wrong on what is truly possible in this online space. You're an inspiration to us all.
Your voice is the portal, not the plan. not the template, not the trend.